Welcome back, Rare Talks. You already know what it is. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't, please make your way over to the Spotify to the new episodes. And today, I'm joined by the best co-host in the world.
Nats. If you don't know, get to know.
If you don't know, she's from the lowdown, but now she's on Rare Talks. Yeah, switch it up, flip it up. You already know the game. And I'm joined by two special guests. Yeah, introduce yourself, my brother.
Lord Zealous, my Cody, Isadora.
Yo.
Yeah, come on. So we're gonna have a good conversation today. We're gonna ask some tricky questions. I say tricky because this week my topics this week has been about age of consent. And the reason why I've been talking about age of consent is because I was speaking to an older guy recently, yeah. And the older guy said to me, he said, "Look, no matter what age you become as an old man, you will always be able to get young women." I said, "Bro, what are you talking about, man?" I said, "What do you mean, man?" And he's like, "Because it's about the money." So I could be 50, 60, but they're all going to want me for the money.
I don't agree.
Why not?
Because not all women want men for money. And especially if you're old and fucking wrinkly. Like, what? No, I can get my own money.
I don't know, Hugh Hefner was a pimp.
Yeah, but this is
Hugh Hefner was a pimp. He was an old man as well.
You only get one particular type of woman.
Nah, he got different. He had a variety.
He got like...
He had a variety.
Yeah,
they
he
might
got like
look
the
different, but their mindset's the same.
I don't know, them Playboy
Of course it is,
girls
because
were
all they
kinda...
want is a sugar daddy.
I don't know.
They're not really there for you or what you look like. It's your money.
I don't know. I don't really want to...
But even if they're there for the money, if that's what he wants, he's working his life
but
to
don't that
make
make
that
you
money.
feel a bit shit? You're going to look in the mirror and be like, yeah, I got all these
What,
women
they
around
made
me,
money though?
but it's my money they want. It's not even my willy. Like, it's not even... It's nothing. It's not the house. It's not... It's the money. How much money are you giving me every month? You think I want to be walking down the road with some wrinkly old man because he's got dough? I'm not walking down the road with him.
I don't think it was just that though. I think with the Hugh Hefner flex, I think he had more about him than just the money.
Yeah,
the whole,
flex. Yeah.
the whole,
Playboy mansion.
and think about how he started. He started from a magazine. You have to think about all these
awful.
things. He started from some guy just working in an office doing drawing.
All these
and
women
that.
at first was white women. He didn't have no black women around him. What does that say to you?
No, but then you say that, but then he was the first guy, the first paper to print about Malcolm X. So you can't really just say that. You know?
Was he?
Yeah, he did.
Playboy?
Yeah, Playboy. They printed Malcolm X.
I didn't even, bruv, you're hitting me with some I didn't even know that, bro. You just hit me with some...
Yeah, but that still doesn't... the females, the black women, where was they when he first started?
What, Playboy had black women, right?
Only recent. Not when I used to watch...
You was watching
that
Playboy?
kind of shit. Let me rephrase that.
No.
So wait, are we talking magazines or internet or
what
video?
I remember of
You used
that
to read
kind of
the-
stuff, I used to only ever see white women in these
No, but
magazines.
stop. Did you used to actually pay attention to it? Or you just saying this off like once in a blue moon? Are you saying every week?
No, but he was always on the TV.
Did you like the article?
Now what I'm saying, did you read his magazines though? Did you buy the
I didn't
magazines?
watch the magazine.
Because they was at the top shelf. Do you know the top shelf? I'm just saying, I knew. One day I looked up at the top shelf and I was like, bro, what's all of this filth? Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I saw that my
saying
uncle's magazines. You know, that's how I saw it. My uncle's
I just
magazines.
feel
And
like
that.
this is just, it's just nastiness. There's
No,
no
but
need.
I
There's no
think-
need to have sex for money.
No, but I don't think that's what it was.
but do you
though.
think it's sex for money or do you
It
think
is.
that
I don't
he's...
think it was prostitution.
So what was it that drew them to him, please? Because look at
No,
him.
but as I said to you,
It's
he
the money.
started as a guy just writing news articles in like a little office, and then he started his own
Talking about what?
magazine.
Talking about
There
sex.
was nudity and that, but like, what's wrong with nudity? Before Playboy, they still
There's
had.
nothing wrong with it.
They still had remember when nude paintings were banned? Do you remember that? Like in Spain and that, nude paintings used to be banned. They used to say you can't have it. It's they had a word for it or whatever.
Restricted or whatever.
Yeah,
like
and something to do with the church. The church wouldn't allow people to have it.
Yeah.
And if you got caught with it, you'd get jail time or something if you had a nude painting. So this ain't nothing new. So I can't knock a man from. You're not trying to say from building his own empire.
We're talking about, but you're going off subject because what we was talking about is paying for sex, having a
about
sugar
paying for
daddy,
sex.
No, but a
him
sugar-
having money and getting women because of his money.
No, but I'm
that's
saying,
that's the point I'm
most...
trying to make. I don't think he just got women through
He
having
definitely
money.
did,
I think he had
because
charm
look
as
at
well.
him.
I think he
You
had something about him.
understand
I think he had something.
Yeah,
about
because
him.
there's a lot of old
So
men...
you as a man think that he's handsome.
No, I don't.
So
think.
what, I don't understand what you're saying.
I said I think he had something about him like charisma.
How's he gonna be
There's no
handsome?
way. There's
Like
no
a
way.
vibe.
Look at him. Yeah, he had a dead end job writing for a magazine. He had to take that, start writing about sex and putting things out there.
But that's ambitious though.
It is. He did very well for himself. I'm not disputing that. But at the same time, there's no woman that really loves him for him. It's his
I don't
whole
believe
setup.
that. He wasn't always an old man, was he? He had his youth. He lived his life. He did his
Then
thing.
that's when he would have settled down with and had a wife and kids then, if that was the case. But he didn't. He chose to be a sugar daddy for the world.
But you know what?
I don't know if he had wives or how many wives.
But you know what? I would say this. I'd say this, that a lot of people that actually understand this, yeah, in some countries, it's normal for a younger woman to be with an older man. Some cultures and some families, it's normal. And I mean, only in the Western Hemisphere where we look at things from a Western perspective. In other countries,
Western whatever, I'm looking at this man. You're asking my opinion, and I'm telling you, it's just his money.
That's Hugh Hefner, but let's just say for argument's sake, that's just Hugh Hefner. But we're saying in general, around the world, in other countries, if you go to the Middle East or you go to Africa, you go to other places in the world that are not Western, yeah, age of consent, someone being with someone is not based on their age. That's the truth. That's the truth.
It's culture though.
Because someone could be 39 years old, have a lot of money, and then marry a 16, 17-year-old.
That's fucking disgusting.
No, but listen to the word that I said. I said marry. I didn't say abuse. I didn't say have sex. I didn't say because the way we look at things is we're looking at it from he's abusing the person. But if he's married, that means he's married into the family because a 16-year-old has a family. Yeah. So that means that the families agreed to it. So if it was such a nasty thing, why did my family agree for me to be abused? Now we might. All right, let's say for argument's sake, I'll give you the argument. I'll give you the counter argument. What you can say back to me, because the family are poor. Yeah. So poverty is going to breed that. Yes. But then even then, there's times where the money does play a factor because women want security over love.
So you're just gonna sell off your child to a man that's 20 years older to make sure, because he's got money, I'm gonna pick you. My child's 8, but I'm gonna pick you at 19 security, and then wait for my kid to hit the legal age. Then when man's gonna be a whole pervert, and I know that he's gonna be perverting over you, I'm gonna send my child to marry you.
No, but I'm saying it's called security. Because if you come from a poor country...
Get your own fucking money.
No, but I'm saying, if you come from a country which is super poor and you lot haven't eaten food for 3 days, but my sister or our child can marry this rich man that's going to make us start to eat food and not starve anymore, what do you think? What is the man
doing that's making them not starve anymore? Because why can't someone in the family go and do what he's doing and recreate it and start something else? Why do you have to just sit there and be like, okay... No, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I would never do that to my child, whether I lived in another country or not. I would be the one to change the way she.
Not everywhere's like England, though, isn't it? Like England has benefits on certain things. Like Jamaica don't have that. There's third world countries. There's Cuba. There's places where they don't have
India,
that.
I just still don't think, no matter what country I lived in.
Like many times, like the parents marry their daughter. Like it's not the woman's choice who they're gonna marry. You know,
you have no choice because the man's got money.
But I don't think that's always the case. Like sometimes like. It can be that a young person is with another person because of personalities, especially here.
Personalities, when it's an 8-year-old kid and a man.
Not 8. We're not going that far, man. What are you talking about? That's a baby.
You're mad with that 8. I mean, goddamn, like
8, man.
However old,
we're talking about 16, 17-year-olds. We're saying that in other countries, 15 to 14-year-olds are more mature mentally anyway, and even physically. They're just way more stronger.
Yeah, because they have to go through shit different.
Yeah, so that means that mature faster. Do you know back in the day, yeah, they would class an adult, a boy who turned 12 years old was classed as a man.
That's
true.
You know that? Real.
Did you not know that?
Yeah, of course.
A boy that was 12 years old was classed as a man. A boy 12 years old, what do we say right now he is?
So he's a kid.
We'd say he's a baby. You'd be still me doing babies. Mum, can you make my drink, please?
We'll talk.
At 12.
Mum, can you make my food, please? Do you see what I'm saying? So we're looking at things from our perspective. When I went to Jamaica when I was 16 years old, I had a girl cousin. She was about 12 or 13 years old, no older. Yeah, spoke artist last night. Yeah, she was going out with someone that was 17. Now in my mind, I was like, what the hell's going on? So I went to everyone in the family and I'm telling everyone like, raw, do you know that we're this going out with a 17-year-old? Everyone's looking at me like, yeah.
In Jamaica, they book out early though.
So I'm like, yeah, but what? Everyone's looking at me normal. So I heard there was a dance now, because in Jamaica there's dances every day. There's dances over there, dance over there. There's dance. Man, just bring a sound and it's a dance. Like anywhere, like a grass anywhere. So it's a big dance. So there's a big dance. I heard her boyfriend's going to be there. So I said, I'm gonna confront this 17-year-old dude because he's 17. He's my age. I hear he's going out with my little cousin. So I've seen the youth. I've went up to the youth. I'm talking to the youth. My cousin Bing come over to me. He said, bro, what on? Because I'm making a scene and I'm like, bro, he's like, I'm a girl, innit? I'm saying, bro, what do you mean you're a girl? She's a little girl. He said, we had talk, man. That's my girl. So everyone, I'm telling everyone in the family, like, bro, what's my man? No one's.
So you just had to settle.
Basically, everyone made me feel like I was weird for saying, why is my foot in the
And now you're come here trying to tell me that I must accept it because you got it put on you in Jamaica. But I'm not accepting it, man. I don't care what anybody says. For me, this wrong.
No, but I'm saying, all right, look at this. In Colombia, the age of consent is 14 years old.
Oh shit.
That's quite young though. Like,
All right, cool.
Are their minds
so if
totally made up?
if two 14-year-olds get married, are we wrong for telling them, all right, look, this is what I said about the West, and we have to really, really start to pay attention to this. We love to look at other countries and tell them what they're doing is wrong, even if that's been working for them for centuries. Who am I to go into your country and tell you what to do? That's the reason why we have all these foreign policies.
I wouldn't go and start dictating. I just personally feel like it's disgusting. Like I wouldn't go to another country.
But that's based on your experience in the UK being a Westerner.
Yeah, we'll talk. That's 100%. True. That's real.
But if I put you in that space of the world,
you wouldn't know no better. You'd be none wiser to it.
Do you see where I'm going now?
I understand what you're saying, but I still don't make it. It don't sit comfortable for me. It's not right.
Yeah, I feel you.
I think that when it comes to the age of consent, there's a little bit of double standards.
I think of it being my kids and a man trying to run. No,
but I'm saying age of consent. Let me just break something down to you. It's always been double standards when it comes to men and women. I'll give you the example. If an older woman is looking sexy, then we name her with a title called MILF.
MILF.
Yeah. Now that title starts for mother I'd like to. Fuck. Okay. Why is there not got a FI?
Father I'd like to fuck.
Do you see what I'm saying? Because it sounds PD. For a 30 or 40-year-old man to be looking at a 16-year-old girl, it looks wrong. But it's not wrong with a woman who's 40 years old to be looking at a 16 to 17-year-old kid because she's got a nice, cute title to go with it.
Who said it's not the same?
Because they got a cute title to go with it.
No.
Why do women call themselves
That's called grooming. The woman is nasty, and if that's what you're doing as a woman,
do you see where I'm going with it? So if you heard of an 18-year-old boy having sex with a 30-something-year-old woman, you wouldn't blink an eye.
Yes, I would.
You wouldn't blink an eye.
100%, I would.
You wouldn't blink an eye.
I'd have something to say to the woman because if that was my son, I'm fucking you up, bruv. It's not a joke.
I'm thinking about jumping through windows now.
Yeah, I would kill a woman. I would kill a bitch if she tried to groom my son.
I'm saying you wouldn't. In the end, you wouldn't. You know why? Your son would finesse you and say, "Mom, that's my girl."
I'll beat him up. I'm her, He.
That's my girl. What are you talking about? I'm in love.
Bro, I'll box him.
But you see how the difference is, though. You see the difference. When it's a grown man doing it to a little girl, it's paedophilia, and everyone's against it.
I don't think it's different. I mean, it's the same. Yeah, to the wrong person.
All right, I'll give you a question. Yeah, how come this topic is not spoken about of women a lot?
Yeah, I don't know, but it needs to be brought up more. You women are fucking nasty.
There's a reason. Do you know what? I've come to my own conclusion, and this is my conclusion. The reason why it's not spoken about is because a lot of women that get older, they fantasize about young boys. What? Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. They fantasize about young boys.
How old are you?
You was Smith's wife?
I'm 21. I think it's just because it's more common for older men to marry young women than it is for older women to marry young guys. And that's
but they still have sex though. Because look, let me tell you how you know you still have sex. When you was in school, everybody had a teacher that they looked at her and said, and the teacher was kind of flirtatious. She's always like throwing her boobs. Yeah, do you want help with your schoolwork? And I'm like,
I had a Spanish teacher like that.
See?
That's why I never learned Spanish because she was too nice.
Everyone had a Spanish teacher, but what I'm trying to say is, do you see where the problem lies? Man's a child, she's a grown woman.
Yeah, lock her up, bro. She deserves to get slapped up.
So, but I'm saying, how common is it now for a child to sleep with a teacher? Because these kids now, they look older than me. I saw a 16-year-old dude with a big beard. I was like, what the hell?
You think I know how common it is? But let my child be trying to sleep with teachers, right?
No, so whose fault is it? Your son's for sleeping with the teacher or the teacher for sleeping with him?
It's not the son's fault.
It's not the son's fault?
No, because
he has a penis. What do you mean?
Yeah. But she should know better. She's the older person in this. She should be like, no, you're a child. Regardless of how people feel. You're right. He's a child. No, she's disgusting. It's nasty.
I don't know. If I had the opportunity with that Spanish teacher...
See?
I'd been in
and that's every single kid. That's every single boy. He's speaking for 90% of us. 90% of us think like that.
Which is fine. But if your son come home and said, yeah, Dad, I just fucked my Spanish teacher, what do you do?
You see, because I don't have children yet, innit? So like, it's kind of, I don't like to talk about something where I'm not there yet, you know?
Okay.
Because I'm not at that moment yet.
But I'm saying, even if he did,
so you're gonna allow it.
Sorry?
In hindsight, you just allow it.
No, I'm saying that I don't have children yet, so I don't know what my mindset would be. Children. I can't really talk.
Really? That's what you're gonna say?
No, but I can't because I don't have children yet. I don't have children, so I can't speak on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but my thing is this. If he's not going to speak on something that he hasn't experience of, I respect that. But what I'm saying is
having children, and I'm asking you, forget if you've got children or not. My man, do you have children?
Not yet, but
Okay, but if your
young
kid,
cousins.
if your son was come home and said, "Dad, I just banged my Spanish teacher," what are you gonna do?
Oh shit!
What are you gonna say to him? Thank you. My man over here said I can't speak on that.
Because he's not, his mind not mature. He might.
100. I agree with you.
Other women in the future, and be like.
Next question.
But what I'm saying is this though, we have to reconcile this. If there is a teacher that is a predator, because that's what she is. She's a predator.
Yeah, she damn straight
cool.
is.
But she could have got groomed by the young boys.
Don't give a shit.
The young boy could have been in the class all the time flirting with her. Bro, I'm telling
And
you.
as a teacher, you're gonna watch all these kids in uniform, knowing that they're gonna go home to their parents, and you're sitting there,
Big youths, man.
and you're gonna allow that. You're gonna
And some
allow
of them are
these
mature
kids
as well,
to
and-
sway your mind to be like, actually, yeah, let me just go and fuck them behind the building before they go home to their parents.
It happens though. This stuff happens for real. It's not like
No,
this
but
is
I'm
made up
just
shit. It
saying,
happens.
No,
Alright, cool. It happens with male
It happens
teachers,
for real.
but the thing is, it's highlighted when it happens with male teachers, but it's kind of brushed under the carpet when it's
Man,
done.
it
With,
shouldn't
No, it
be.
happens with female teachers as well.
yeah, no, it happens a lot.
Yeah, especially in the States. A lot. I've seen a lot.
Even in the
And
UK,
it shouldn't be brushed under the
even
carpet.
in the
It's
UK,
mad.
because when I left school, I saw teachers, yeah, and I was like 17 now, but now I'm somebody.
These kids need to be starting to be grasses, mate. Hit up the woman, do whatever you're doing, and then go and tell the fucking head teacher what you just did, innit? You still
No, but
got
you
your
shouldn't
one
even hit
up,
in the
and then
first
she's gonna
place.
lose
Shouldn't
her
hit in the
job
first
because
place.
she's a whole prostitute, paedophile, pervert, whatever. It's just wrong and it's nasty.
It's a bit mad, you know. Like we teach kids, we tell kids, well, don't be a tattletale, don't inform, don't do this, don't do that, and then, but then you know,
When
you tell,
something
you,
like
you,
that happens.
you tell them these things, but then you want them to inform and all this sort of stuff. You know, like it's crazy. Like you're telling people different things, you know.
Yeah, sometimes we give kids messages.
Yeah, but as an adult, you have to be a hypocrite to your children because you want them to do what you say, not as you do. And as you learn from your own mistakes. You can't
No. I think that the best way to teach a child is by actions, not even by words. Prove everything by
but
action.
my
Win
point
through
being
action,
is
never
if
through
you've grown
argument.
up and you've made mistakes and your kids have watched you make these mistakes, you're going to tell them to go make the same mistakes because you want them to learn by action.
Yeah, but it's hard to say now when you see them. You know what? The hardest thing to do to a child here is they see you flop and then you tell them not to flop. Like my dad said to me, "Why are you
No,
smoking
you show
weed?"
them
I
how
looked
you
at him
fix
and I was
it.
like, "Big man,
Like, did
you've
you
been
smoke
burning
weed?
weed all my life, big man.
Real talk.
What's wrong with weed, fam? If it was something wrong, you would have stopped,
Exactly.
big man."
So then you have
and
to-
then he just looked at me and he's like, "Yo, let me get spliff now." And I was
So I
like,
guess it makes you feel like hypocritical, innit? You feel like a hypocrite. Like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, like
but
it's
as
real.
a parent, you will feel like that in a lot of situations. But
if
it's
you
still,
smoke weed, yeah, and your child starts smoking, you can't be upset. Because you know, a lot of years, yeah, I looked down on my dad for smoke. I was like, this guy smokes, so he's stinking up the bed, stinking up the bathroom downstairs, yeah. And then one day I just thought, you know what, it's not that bad. So my brethren brought it up and I start smoking. I was peer pressure, whatever. And I come home and I see him buzzing and I'm buzzing. I'm like, we're both in the same world. You know what I'm saying? He's rock. He's like, he's on the couch like this. And I'm like, and we're waiting for mum to bring us the food. Both of us. You see where I'm going?
Let's be real. Kids are gonna do what they do. Whoever listens to their parents, man, like you're always gonna do what you do.
That's it.
You know, like kids gonna do. They're gonna go out there and experience and do what
when
they
you
do.
when your parents tell you not to do something as
You
a
do
kid, you
it.
want to do it more.
Yeah, of course,
so
you do it.
you're- the best thing to do is just act accordingly, so your child acts the same way you do.
Do you know what's funny
But
about?
it's hard.
Do you know what's funny about what you just said? That happens a lot now with interracial relationships. I'll give you the realest. You don't want me to go deep, I go deep. So there's parents here that will say to their child, yeah, say they come from Asian backgrounds or maybe European backgrounds, and they'll say, you bring home anybody, but don't bring home a black guy. Yeah, you're not allowed. So the child, you know, they say curiosity killed the cat.
Real talk.
Yeah.
It literally
They
killed the
black
cat. The cat is the pum pum. It got killed. Yeah. So listen, she's thinking in her mind now, why not black guys? Then a black guy shows interest into her. Nice guy, he's showing interest. She's thinking, you know what is actually wrong with him? Then she starts to grow older and say, this is probably racism. This is all ignorance. He's an ignorant guy or she's an ignorant person. I'm not following ignorance because I'm not an ignorant person. I'm an open-minded person. Before you know it, that child has now started to go into interracial relationships because of what the parent told them that they cannot do.
Yeah, but the parents should not be telling their kid, oh, you can't be with someone because of the colour of their skin. I don't agree with that.
It happens though.
I know, but I just don't agree with it.
I think
And I
that's
would
more-
be that kid. If my parents told me don't do it, I would have done it because what? What does skin colour matter? It don't.
But that's what I'm saying. When it comes to, that's what I'm saying. When your parents tell you not to do something, if someone tells you not to look under the bed, you know, 9 out of 10 times you're
Yeah,
going
I'm
to look
looking
under
under the bed.
Thank you very
It
much.
makes you want it,
Curiosity
yeah.
killed the cat.
See
That's
what
me.
happens? Curiosity killed the cat. You know what I'm saying? That's actually dangerous. If I told someone, don't go in this room, and they went in the room, and then there's some chopper just came and went cut off their head.
Yeah,
they're dead.
I'd make someone else go in the room first. I ain't going in there.
Satisfaction brought it back.
All right, so I got another question. Yeah, footballers raping girls. There's a footballer that just literally got done for rape. His name's Benjamin Wendy. They said that he's got done for 4 counts of rape.
Was he playing for?
Man City.
Mad.
What's your Benjamin Mendy? What's your thoughts on footballers doing stuff like this and still being able to?
Why does it matter if it's a footballer?
Yeah,
Why does it matter if anybody doing that? It's disgusting. Why is the status of a footballer doing it make it different?
It's that celebrity status, isn't it?
They got a celebrity status, innit? So
know?
people are gonna follow his moves, and maybe.
But these sort of stories are in the news and paper every single day. Police do all this shit every day, but because a footballer now is going to be put on the news and everyone's going to know about it.
There's some stories what come out where I don't believe the brother did it. Like sometimes, like Mike Tyson. I don't think Mike Tyson
100%.
did that.
Nah, Mike Tyson was kind of crazy back in the day.
That doesn't mean that he did it.
Yeah, that mean he did it. Like, I'm gonna say, what, like,
Mike Tyson
tarnish crazy people.
No, Mike Tyson, he gave me that kind of, his energy was kind of mad back in the day. I'll eat your children. Like,
Yeah, I
bro,
mean, he was a bit nuts.
He was a little bit. I broke my back. Like what?
But that's
man's asking you what?
You know what it is though?
Isn't it? It's not.
But that's psychological though. That's war like a beef. It's psychological. You know, that you got to get in the ring and face another guy and you got to fight him. You know, like it's psychological stuff. Muhammad Ali used to do it. Maybe not to the extreme of Tyson, but Ali used to talk a lot of shit. Like he was rapping half the time and Ali was talking some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? He used to chat some game. You know, so I look at Tyson the same, but just like a later guy.
Yeah.
Who we got today? What, Tyson Fury? He talks a lot of shit.
Yeah, mad.
Not to say mad shit.
But I think that the reason why it's pushed a little higher is because he's a football player. And when you're a football player, let's be honest, you do have a responsibility because there's a lot of kids that look up to you as a football player. Like people really look up to football players. I really looked up to my football players when I was younger. Like they were everything to me. Like if you done something crazy, I'll be defending you. Even if you've done it, I'll be like, no, man, he never done it, man. Trust me, man. He never run him over. Well, like, the CCTV saw them. I'm like, it might have been someone else, man. Like, because I proper love my football. Everyone, people, man, people love football.
People idolize people.
They proper, especially when it comes to football in the UK. In England, football's 100%. A different type of thing. Yeah. So if we got a football player that's out there doing a mazza and it has to be put to the forefront. I just believe any football player. I believe
every story like this should be put to the forefront. I don't feel like any of it should be put under the carpet. Everyone's story should be heard when it's like this, not just because he's a footballer.
Yeah, but it's bigger news because it's celebrity status. It's all to do with that.
I understand that, but then he's just gone and done the whole dance for the Manchester team because what happens now?
Well, he gets bailed because he's got money. 100%, he's getting bailed.
Oh, and then you're just gonna let him go straight back to playing football?
Yeah, but all right, let's get to a tricky topic now. Let's get to a tricky topic because we say that let's say for argument's sake, he didn't rape these women. Maybe he was having rape sex. There's actually something called this.
I can't take that shit serious.
Okay, you've read the. What is it? Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
50 Shades of Grey.
Okay. Yeah. What the hell is that, bro? That's rape sex.
I've not read it. I've not watched it.
You see. Yeah. But hear this.
She's more professional.
But just what I'm trying to say. She's signed.
He's more professional.
He wanted to make sure that you can't after say that I've raped you. You see what I'm saying? Because what I'm about to do to you is so crazy. Sign this consent form.
We'll talk.
And it's got all the disclaimer and everything. I'm going to send it to my lawyer. He's going to fax it over to my peoples. And we're going to do this thing right now.
We'll talk.
But she had to pick what she didn't like and what she wanted. Which was mad. Really? It's mad.
Brother, what the hell? Bruv, but what I'm saying is there's actual people out there that actually go out there looking for rape sex.
Like a theme.
Yeah, it's actually a thing.
I feel like that's just one type of person because...
No.
You looking for rape sex?
No, but there's a law somewhere.
No, I'm asking you a question. I asked you, do you look for rape sex?
No.
Do you look for rape sex?
No.
Do you?
Not really. Maybe get blindfolded or some shit.
That fast enough.
Get blindfolded. I like freaky shit. You know, you get blindfolded and do all this crazy stuff. I like all that shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm gonna be real.
But I wouldn't
get
call
blindfolded, do some crazy shit, and then
you answered.
Like for real. I like that. You know,
are you looking for rape sex?
You got to spice some shit up.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it rape sex because I think in rape there isn't consent. Like you're doing something that you don't want to do.
But this nigga on your right
We'll talk.
Next question.
But what I'm saying, is,
I like to spice shit up.
I mean,
what can I say?
it could be that you've both agreed on the phone saying, look, we're going to do this. We're going to like act this out. Yeah. And this is how it's going to be. Now, the thing is, with that, it's such a tricky one. I would never go to that extent personally, because in my mind, where does the boundaries? If she says stop, is it we still role playing, or is this real?
With rape,
this is where I'm like, raw. I never even go near something like that, because I know that there's you don't. Maybe in your mind you're role playing and she's role playing, and you're thinking she's just saying that.
These rape stories, you're seeing women tied up, left in the bush, butt naked, bruv. Is that what you're doing?
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying two grown individuals. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but what is the role play? Because role play of rape, yeah. When you see rape stories, these women smash up, bro, laying there naked, or they're half running down the road.
I don't think that's role play. I think that's abuse. But
but that's what rape is, isn't it? So
yeah, rape is abuse. But I'm saying, if you're talking about a theme though, like I know people do this crazy shit.
Well, like, what is rape sex? It's got to be a theme.
Yeah, but I think there's extents to everything. There's levels to everything.
You're confused.
I'm not confused. I'm trying to say that if you got a girl, yeah, and she says, "Well, I'm gonna do something different tonight, yeah. I want to come in here and act like you're just gonna grab me and do some crazy shit." I don't think that's not rape. That's your girl telling you to do some shit, spice some shit up.
That's just
rough sex. But I'm just saying,
listen to this. That rough sex could actually lead into rape. Because if at any moment she says no, but because there's let me break this down to you. There is been times, where I've heard stories of a girl saying that she wants a man to take the pussy. That's what she said. Yeah, that's what she likes. That's her sex. That's how she likes having sex.
Yeah.
Now, what would you class that as if she wants someone to take it? What's taking? That's rape.
But she told you to take it. But I mean, I don't know. I'm confused.
You know what? Yeah, I don't know.
You see how crazy this
I'm
sounds?
just gonna be real on it.
There's no. So if Benjamin Mendy's having sex with women and he's saying this is how I like it.
Yeah.
I'm 56 shades. Yeah, of grey. Yeah. And I like doing my thing like this. Are you involved? The girl says yeah. He takes him back to his house. He films it and he goes crazy. Then the girl after says, I feel violated. He says, but I told you from the beginning this is what I was gonna do.
Listen, I know.
Dude, where do we cross the line? You know what I'm saying?
Like, there's
the
levels
line
to
is when
everything.
she says no, please, I don't like it, or stop.
Yeah.
That
And then
is
they
where the
continue.
line-
That's when
Yeah.
it's rape.
Like, I know a girl likes to go to like, I don't know what you call them, but you meet like in the forest or some shit, and men drive up in their cars and then they all get out and they all hit it one by one. You know
What did he say?
Yeah, no, real talk.
That's called something.
It's called something. There's a name for it. I'm talking about shit. I know, not just making this shit up.
Is she getting paid? I mean,
No, she don't get paid for it. She likes to feel the fantasy. So that wouldn't be called rape if she goes somewhere and men pull up in their cars and it's like a meeting place and they all hit it. That's like that's her fantasy. That's the thing she does. It's not prostitution. She gets paid for.
That's
She's doing it because she enjoys it.
There's a special name for
nastiness.
that.
She's just
There's a name for
nasty.
it. There's a name for it.
Yeah.
There's a name for
That
it.
is the hoiest.
I'm not gonna
type
call
of
no
hoe
one
that
nasty
I've
and no
ever-
one a hoe. People, everyone's got their thing in it.
That's a hoe, bro.
Everyone's got their thing. Everyone's got their thing. But listen to this.
Whatever. So what's your version of a hoe? If that's not a hoe, what is your version of a hoe?
I've got many versions, but I'm somebody. I'm not just gonna go to a female and just call her a hoe because she wants to sleep with multiple guys, because men sleep with multiple women.
Yeah, so you're a hoe too.
I didn't say me. I said men
No,
sleep with
but you
multiple
are.
women. You put my name in it.
Why are you putting in
Yeah, you put my name in it. I'm having a discussion.
Read your energy like a book, fam.
No, I'm
You
talking
are
from
that
different. I'm
person.
talking from not just my own point of view. I'm talking from multiple people's point of view.
But you
People are
can't
listening to
talk
this,
on
you know.
multiple people's point
Why
of view in
not?
that situation, because you just said it's something that you would do. And
I
now
didn't say I
you're
would do
trying to
it.
Okay.
I didn't
Why
say
not?
that. You said that.
Why?
You said I would do it.
So look, I'm saying there is something called rape sex that people do actually do, and I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm not involved in any of it. I would never do it. I never even thought about doing it, because in my mind, if a woman says no to me, it is no.
Yeah.
Even if she says no and then I say, right, are we still? And she says, no, just go on. But then I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm said yes after. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I need to be sure of what's happening at the moment. A lot of people, I think what happens with a lot of men is they're not sure on what is actually going on. So it's like in their mind, they're not sure if they're actually having sex or they're raping.
That just sounds mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, what he said. That's.
That just sounds mad still. That sounded mad.
Well, how would you know that?
Because, all right, cool. You're having sex with a woman, yeah? She's saying, oh, stop. But she's only saying that because you're going too deep or something like that. This is what I'm trying to say. When it comes to sex, it's such a tricky thing. That's why if I've not personally seen it and the person ain't got a track
It's
record
not
of
tricky.
it,
If you're being told to stop, you stop.
all right, cool. He stopped and then she said, why did you stop? Do you see where I'm going? Because
That's like some man game
Yeah,
shit.
you're saying like if it's a game, but I think if you're in doubt, just stop and make shit. You know.
If you're not sure,
Stop.
get off of her, bro.
Yeah.
Because she's gonna go to the police station when you're done. Yeah, just get off.
And I think you can feel as well, like when something's wrong, you can feel. Just
You
stop.
know if you're not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But my thing is that there is something called rape sex, and a lot of people don't actually understand that. A lot of people are doing it, and the women are consenting to it.
To be honest, this is like the first I've heard of it. But I know there's like themes,
Yeah,
like people
the
do
first time
things
I heard
as
it.
themes. Like I know people got, I don't know what you call it, role play. People have role play things
Yeah.
they do. Well, I guess they
Yeah.
call it role play. So I've heard of rape role play before. I've heard of this. It's not real
Yeah, but
rape.
that's the
It's a
same-
role play.
Yeah.
That's the same damn thing.
No,
it's the same thing.
people like,
Rape, sex, rape, role play,
No,
bro.
it's the same
rape
thing, same
is
thing,
rape,
it's the same
man.
thing.
if someone dresses up like a boxer and someone dresses up, I don't know, like Tarzan and Jane or something, they're doing role play. That's like it's role play. So if
Tarzan and Jane, what?
So if
Tarzan and Jane, innit? Like, I'm just saying that it's
dress up for the rape
but
sex.
it's called role
Lord
play.
Zealous
not
said
rape
he's
sex.
he's trying to like Tarzan and he's swinging through them trees,
I
boy.
cannot because you've just given yourself a valid reason.
No, but I'm telling the truth. It's called role play. Like I can't make this shit up. This shit exists. Role play sex. You never done role play
role
before.
play definitely exists, but what you're saying along with it, I'm not sure I can agree.
No, there's some people do, but they, for whatever you may not think you agree with, whatever. There's somebody out there who this is their thing. They do this shit. They do this shit. Whether they want to be a boxer or a rapper or fucking, I don't know what they want to be, but they have role play and they do this thing.
100%.
Like a teacher and a little boy, like people.
What about them
people
boys? What about them boys in the nappies and in the diapers?
We're
Who
role
want- who
playing
want-
with a teacher.
No,
and
no, no.
I can't take this
No, they do
conversation.
it though. They dress up like a schoolgirl or some shit. People do all this shit. And what about them men who wear the nappies and shit? And they got the big baby bottles. Come on, you must have seen this shit. I can't
I've
be
never
making this
seen
up.
this shit.
I've seen
Am I the
that.
only guy who's seen
No,
this?
I've seen that. I've seen
I've
that.
never
Everyone's
seen
man.
that.
And they want to
Everyone's
do
seen that, man.
baby.
yeah, they want to
And the man's
they want
getting
grown man
dominatrix.
dressed up like a baby in a
I've
car
seen that,
and
man.
everything. And the woman changes him and he's like, "Mommy," and they throw the bottle and do all that shit. I've
Where
seen
did
this
you
shit.
see this shit?
It's porn, bro. What are you talking about? Everyone's seen it.
Some
Everyone's
dominance.
And
Okay,
porn is
well,
the
Have you
biggest.
seen
And
that?
porn is the biggest.
I've
role
seen
play.
that. Have you seen
They
that?
have rape porn.
I've seen
fair
that.
enough.
They have
No,
rape
I
porn.
don't know about rape
They do have
porn.
rape porn.
They do have-
Yes,
they
they
do
do
have
have rape
rape
porn.
porn, yeah.
They
Where?
do.
They got all
They have rape porn.
Porn is
Every
mad,
porn.
you know. They got some mad categories, but we're not
Mad.
gonna go into the categories of porn. We're not gonna go that far.
That,
But
that cartoon porn, that anime shit, they got all of that. That's 3D shit. They got everything.
all
They're not playing.
right, another question.
Yeah, and it's high numbers as well, like that you find in
Yeah,
porn
that watch
websites
it.
that's rape.
Millions
like,
of
It's
views.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 70% or something like that of
So there's
women
money in
that's
this
being raped.
business.
Big money.
Boy,
Oldest profession.
How do you set
stay
up a
away
porn
from that.
site?
Anyone out there and a girl tells you she wants to have rape sex, say to her no. Yeah? Or
Yeah.
go to a lawyer, get a certificate and consent papers written
Just
and
leave
signed.
that
Avoid
girl
it.
and find the next one.
Yeah.
Because at some point she's gonna fuck you up. Just move.
Yeah, don't risk your freedom. But anyway, a man in his 30s, he's raped on the common by two people. A
By
man
two men?
in Clapham Common, a man was raped.
That's not funny.
Any grown man. No, fuck this. Any grown man here is to let another man do that to him. Wait.
How do you know if he let him?
No. Because man them in prison don't let man them do that. So no, there's no. I don't hear no
Right,
excuses.
right.
There's no excuse. No, I don't think he got lit in the head. If he got lit in the head, he should have died. They should have had sex with a
So
corpse.
hold on. Wait. Let me ask you a question.
No,
yeah?
man, not a man.
You're walking through the common, yeah? Some two
Maybe
big,
take on his Malibu.
some two big black hench motherfuckers come through.
They'll lose their life that night. And I'll be in prison for a long time.
Wait. Before you can do anything, you've already been shot in your kneecaps and then tied up and whatever.
But that weren't the
and
case,
then
though.
I'm shut up, man.
So let's continue.
When
Go
you
on.
wake up
Yep.
and there's no one else in the park,
Go on.
and you realise that you've been raped, what are you gonna do then?
You know what? I'm gonna say one
funny.
thing to you. They may as well shoot me in the head and kill me.
Are you gonna kill yourself?
I would top myself real quick.
Really?
Yeah, quicker than a
If
speeding
you woke
bullet.
up and you've been raped and it was nothing,
I'll be dead. I'll kill them and then I'll kill myself. I'll
you
top
don't know
them
where
and
they
top
are. They're
myself.
gone. Clearly, you couldn't do shit because they approached
But
you. and
I don't think, me
fucked you up.
personally, my pride, my spirit, I wouldn't let that happen to me. I'm just my
But what
honest
if you
opinion.
couldn't stop it? You think the
I
man that was in
don't
the park
think I
wanted it
couldn't
to
stop
happen
it
to
because
him?
there's a choice. You either live or you die.
That's mad, you know, because I'll be real with you, as like a man, yeah, to say that like the two, and he said, oh, the two people are still on the run, yeah. I'm like, what, on the run?
Yeah, because they. Bro, I can't.
Wait,
caught-
can I ask something? Did they drug him or something?
I don't know.
They must have
I don't know
done
the full
something.
story. I don't know the full story.
Because
Well, he
I
must have been
can't
out of
see
it.
a grown man letting no, I don't care if there's five of them
You're not
grown
gonna,
men.
even a woman's not going to allow someone to rape them.
No.
You're going to fight for your life. But
That's
with
what I'm
that
saying.
fight,
No,
these people
women,
are gonna overpower
no.
you.
A lot of times when women get raped, a lot of people don't know this, is that the women go into shock. Because
for real?
sometimes when things happen
And
to
then
you,
they can't do anything.
you either your body does two things in a state of like when your brain goes into like super shock. Yeah, your brain does two things. Either goes into fight or flight.
Yes.
Yeah. 9 out of 10 people, especially when it comes to women, they go into shock.
Yeah,
So they're not
petrified.
because they can't believe what's happening. Innit? You can't actually believe a guy's trying to rape you.
You have to kill me.
Not
You have to kill
that's
me.
you. Your fight. You're not flight. But I'm saying some other women, their mind is like, I can't believe it's happening, and your body's gone shock. Like I've been in a situation before when my body, like I wanted to move, but my whole
Couldn't
body.
move. I've been in a
like, I was
situation like
shocked.
that.
I was
but
like,
not-
what the hell? I've never felt that. I'm like, if I don't move in 5 seconds, I'm dead. Like I better move. But my body was in shock for like just 2 seconds. My body was in shock, and then I got out of that shock mode. So imagine a woman being in a situation where she's vulnerable. Because she's more vulnerable than a man. Then that's gonna happen. But a man in his 30s though, getting raped. That is
Was
mad
he like
story.
some little man,
you
some
can't
little
blame
guy
the
that just
man.
held him? Like, I don't see it. Like I don't like. It's a bit mad.
I'm thinking the drugging thing. I'm gonna go with the drugging.
Yeah,
I'm going with the
something
drugging.
had to have happened to him.
Yeah.
But then that's a violation if they drugged him and then they're like, yeah, pull your trousers down.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. I see
But he wouldn't.
I see a, what do you call it? I see a woman rape a guy on World Star Hip Hop, like
What?
trying to taking off his pants or whatever. I saw on World Star Hip Hop. I saw. I don't know if you saw it.
Rape was on World Star Hip Hop.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, like a girl, like big girl too. She went messing around. Grabbed the guy. The guy was kind of small and weak. She just slapped him, grabbed him, took off his pants. She just did her thing. She like, you're man. Like, it was kind of bad
Wow.
still, but I thought. A lot of people standing around filming it, nobody helped him, you know?
Listen, do you know why that
They
is?
filmed it, but
Yeah.
he allowed
It's
it.
on
He
both
didn't
sides.
say no.
What do you mean?
Didn't say
No, he didn't allow it. He's trying to fight. He's trying to fight, but she's
trying to
big.
fight her.
He's trying to fight, but he's little. He's a small man. She's a big girl.
And no one helped him. They pulled
No,
that camera.
they filmed it.
That's awful.
You lot
So
are
on both
fuck
sides, you
up,
look,
bro.
watch it on both sides.
You lot are all fuck up. Someone's watching this somewhere that was there. Bastard. I can't take it serious.
But I'm saying,
I don't think nobody feels no remorse when it's a man, to be honest with you.
thank you, and that's the problem.
No,
we
I
got something
do, I
called
feel-
we got something called double standards.
Thank you. Exactly.
No.
That's
Double
it.
standards, and this is why I said we see when women say they want to be equal with men. I'm like, bro, but it's already double standards. How can it be equal when you lot are getting more
It's a
than us in general?
contradiction. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maternity leave is different for a man and a woman. I swear for a woman it's like a year, for a man it's 2 weeks. Did
Well,
you know that?
bruv,
She's
did you carry
carrying
the
the
baby for
baby.
9 fucking months, fam? Did you? Did you push out the kid? Like, the woman needs that.
But
time,
she takes 90 days and she's back to normal, no? Or is it 60 days or so? How much days is it and her body gets back to normal?
Is that what you think?
Yeah, she's
Your body does not go back to normal for 5 years after you have a child.
what?
Yeah.
So you still have you're still bleeding after?
No, you don't bleed.
Thank you. So that means
But
you're
your
back
body,
to
for
normal.
your body to be back to how it was before you fell pregnant,
Right.
it takes up to 5 years.
Up to 5 years, but I'm pretty sure women get better in like a week or two and they're out
No.
raving. What? I know a girl that had a baby 2 weeks later. She was out raving.
Yeah?
Her body was still recovering.
Wait. Do you
Does not deserve children.
Wait, did I hear about a story about a girl leaving her kid in the house and going out partying?
6
You
days.
heard about that, and the kid died.
I couldn't.
That's the saddest story.
That was mad. That was messed up.
That's the saddest story I've
That
ever
was
heard.
messed up. Like
you
seriously,
know what's one
she
of
went
the saddest
partying too.
stories,
Not in the point. She went partying and left the kid in the house.
No, but his thing is, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say that. Like,
Nah, 6 days
I
is a
know
long time,
girls
though.
that have children, probably left their children in the house, gone raving,
Yeah.
and then gone home after when the children wakes up in the morning. I've
Yeah.
heard of many stories
kinda-
like that. And I'm not
that's-
judging
yeah, that's
any woman
kinda-
because I was maybe the guy sleeping with a woman. I'm not gonna say.
I'm not lying to you. That's kind of
I
the
ain't
norm,
judging.
though. I know that shit happens, but I'm talking about going away for 6 days.
That's
It's
where
a
my
bit
thing
mad.
was. That's
a
my
bit
thing
mad.
was. I was thinking it's
With no
kinda-
food or nothing.
Like it's sick in the head because you know even if you leave your child in the house for a few hours, you're very worried as a parent. Like your instincts like, right, is my child alright? Is everything? And that's with somebody. So imagine your child in the house by themselves and they're at the age where they're very vulnerable because you know children are very vulnerable. I always say this: when you're a child, like you can't take care of yourself. That's why like your parents are everything to you. Your parents are like everything to you because like if they don't put food in your mouth, you ain't eating. How are you feeding yourself? You're going to the pot and saying, yeah, I'm gonna cook up some pasta and some sardines. You don't know what to do. So it's like the child is so vulnerable. So for the first night, I was like, she's a scumbag. Second night, you super scumbag. Third night, social service needs to get involved.
Yeah.
Fourth night, how come nobody
First night,
is...
social services needs to
No,
be
I'm saying
They don't deserve
after the fourth night, how
Because
come
nobody's
nobody...
asking her, where's your child?
Thank you.
Well, it was she was in a hostel, right? It was a YMCA, no?
Yeah.
But the baby
even
must have
know
been
that.
screaming down the whole place. Like I don't understand why somebody didn't go and kick off the
I don't know
door.
if the baby was screaming down the whole place.
Even
though.
if-
I think
even
when you
if-
get to a little certain level, when you're gonna die, I think you just die.
No, you see,
I think
even
that
when I was
happens.
when I had my children, yeah, and I was on the labour ward, there was a young girl that had a baby a few things down the corridor from me. Anyway, her baby screamed for 2 days straight
Seriously.
because she didn't know how to wind her child after a bottle. She just kept feeding her and then tried to give her a cowpole. The nurses was doing nothing. I took the initiative of myself to go and give her a few,
For real.
lessons on how to.
But who's
fucking
to
wind
blame
the
for
child.
that, though?
But
not being maternal, who's to blame?
The whole ward left her.
No, but I'm asking you, who's to blame for somebody not being maternal? Some women are maternal, some women ain't.
Child, isn't it? It's her first child. You live in.
Yeah, I know, but some women ain't maternal and some women are. Some women could be the first child and they still know what they're doing.
Girl, what I'm saying is everybody else around was listening for nearly 2 days straight.
Yeah.
Because she was screaming. When I got moved onto the ward, within a couple of hours, I went and helped her with her child. And the baby slept all night. Like, there's how much people around. I can't listen to a screaming baby. There's different types of cries. When the baby's hurt, you hear it.
Yeah, it's a different type of
Do you feel like you were maternal before you had your first child?
I had no choice. I had to look after my siblings when I was a kid.
Yeah. So you felt like you were maternal anyway?
Yeah.
But even for people that are maternal, there should be some sort of support, some sort of help. You know?
Don't listen to a baby cry and do nothing. You just don't.
That's a good point.
But you said the baby needed winding though, and she didn't know that. So that's something she didn't know, you know?
But for 2 days. And then the midwives are there just giving the baby cowpole. They're not even telling her where she's going wrong. No one cared.
So who's the fault on the midwives?
It's everyone's fault. Because they didn't help her. It was her first child.
I'd go to the midwives because they would know better. All right, so look, another question come up. Are you insecure about your online image?
Some days I don't give a shit.
That's bad.
Like, I will go on camera with my head
I believe
hella messy.
that's hella cap. You know why? Because you have to wear makeup or you don't want to be on camera.
Oh, for filming podcasts, yeah, damn straight. I ain't coming
But
on
why
here
can't
with
you
no
just
makeup.
come with no makeup then?
But if you go on my stories, I've always got no makeup on.
Yeah, but not
But then you can
stories. I'm
put a
talking about your
little filter.
online image. Remember I said your
Yeah,
online
that is online. It's on Instagram.
Well, story's only there for 24 hours, right?
And on my page. The thing is, I don't really care about how people perceive me. It's just how I feel that day. For a podcast, I've never gone on without makeup. Yeah, it is an insecurity because I feel like my face looks hella dead without it. But on a normal day, I don't give a shit. Why would I care?
So do you think that you're basing it on what other people will think of you, not on what you actually think of
No,
yourself?
it's the confidence. If I don't have makeup on my face in front of the camera, then I probably wouldn't be as confident as I was talking.
Do you feel that society's made you feel that way?
No, it's just for
Just
each
yourself?
person. Yeah.
What about
Some
you?
women
What
wear
about
no
you? What
makeup.
about you?
Yeah, I wear no makeup all the time. As soon as I finish
I think I'm the
here, I'll take
youngest
it
one
off.
here as well. So like for me, like I grew up already in the middle of like social media was such a big thing. So like I see me not that much, but I see like everyone being so affected by it, and it's really sad because like out there I don't care. Like you were saying, like I don't care if I'm wearing makeup or not. But like on Instagram, I'll think like 300 times before posting something, and like why should I do that? It's like my own like. Is my feed. I should be able to just show who I am, you know, but still I'm thinking like, what would people think of this and that and that? And like, I even organize my Instagram by colors and all that, which like shouldn't even be a thing, you know, like 10 years ago.
I didn't know you could organise that shit by colours. That's new to me. I'm gonna have to start checking out this colour shit what they got going on.
Color grade, yeah.
I feel like a lot of us are insecure about our online image because an online image is a fake perception of who we actually are. So we create the image of what we want people to see. It's not a reality.
That's probably why I don't care, because I'm not a fake person.
But the problem is
And it's so
some people believe it. That's my issue, is when people believe shit. This is my problem, yeah? If I watch Van Damme kick somebody through a window, yeah, I know it's a movie. There's some people out here see Van Damme kick somebody through a window and they think it's fucking real.
And they think they can go and do it as
Yeah,
well.
but they believe it. I'm like, you believe everything you see? Like, like come on, like, there's got to be levels to this, man. Somewhere there's got to be levels. You can't believe everything.
Then what we say with that then is, where do we establish a cancel culture then? Because if we don't believe everything that we see, but people are showing you something, how do we know it's actually true what they're saying?
Yeah.
I think it's like this
What he
year.
said.
I think it's all to do with, like, as I said, it's all to do with levels. There's levels to everything. I feel like it's cool for everybody to say, like, everyone to say nigga was cool. But if I was to say something about a Jew, if I was to say Judas ran or some shit, it'd be like some big thing. Man, it'll be like blacklisted, cancelled, as you said, and all that sort of shit. Because I think certain people have a level of power, and I don't feel like we have that level of power. And I think with us, it comes down to, like, no one really gives a fuck. But with any other particular race, maybe even be a homosexual thing or a Jewish thing, I feel like they're more protected, or they got a certain level of protection more than us. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
They've got to protect them and bring them up because we are the original. Yeah.
I get that, but nobody wants to hear that. They'll just say to you, you're being anti-Semitic. That's the number one thing to say. And you see what they did, how they did Wiley, right? That's what they do. That's what they'll do to anybody who says something. You see how they did Nick Cannon, right? He got cancelled, right? This is what they do. So it just shows you we don't really have no power. And I don't want to go too deep. I'll start going political and shit.
Yeah, it's a whole next. That's another show. But yeah.
But it's mad because like I think back to shit. I think like wow, even the Chinese, they used to get slated back in the day. Like do the bok teeth thing and slate them, and they'll take the piss out of them, have them in movies, being Benson, and similar sort of shit. What they've most likely done to us. But when they got like a superpower, I realised like they got more respect. Even to today, Chinese people got, sorry, apologies, more respect.
Man, they just took out my whole face with the mic.
My apologies.
No, but you do have a real good
You do
point.
have a good point.
You have a really good point because I feel like with the internet not being actual reality, we take things for reality. Does that make sense? There's a thing called what is it on Netflix called clickbait? Yeah, this guy, basically he done this thing. He's holding up to sign saying I've raped women, I've done all this bad stuff, blah blah blah, and I don't deserve to live, and I'm gonna die at 5 million hits. Yeah, and then I think he got found dead or whatever. Yeah, but what was making me think about this here was that everybody was viewing it and cussing him and sending all the hate and stuff to him. Imagine it was just all fake, and he only done it for views, likes, and for creating content.
Man.
But we are all in it in our feelings, in our emotions. He was able to induce emotions from us for something that's not even reality. That shows you now that the internet as
manipulation.
It's all manipulation.
So
And anyone who's on TikTok, you'll see that people always put up these funny things, like like they used to hear people saying these saddest stories, and they'll be getting views because people will be liking it and writing comments. Don't worry, keep your head up. And sometimes now in my mind, I'm starting to think it's like a culture of simp. It's called simp fishing. I call it simp fishing. I'm the creator of this word, but in a few years you're gonna see it. People sympathy fishing. So people looking for sympathy on internet because there's people that will like that and play into that narrative of seeing you vulnerable. Because some people have got pride and they don't want to look vulnerable on the internet. And then some people, like I said, they're so insecure by their image that they will make themselves look so insecure. And when I was younger,
you'll feel sorry for them. You have empathy.
So you feel sorry. So they get views. Now they can start creating the content they want after their sad story.
Wow, really?
You see what I'm saying? It was performed off a sad story. Like all these women with R. Kelly. I'll be honest with you. I don't believe half of the stories. R. Kelly was a dirty guy. He was a dirty old man.
Some of them are doing it just to get paid.
But he wasn't. All them women, the one was like, he used to meet me in a hotel every 2-3 months. I'm like, what? He never abused you. He was a side chick. What the hell? What the hell? Why is he getting abused for? Why are you even talking about you used to be in a hotel?
Because the whole Aaliyah situation, right? You can't come back from that, man.
Yeah, but we're not going to say it. We say he's a scumbag. We'll say he's a scumbag for that. No doubt, man. But Aaliyah was nice, though. I'll tell you one thing.
She was beautiful.
I used to fancy Aaliyah when I was young. I don't know about anyone else. And I thought she was older, you know.
Yeah, I did too.
So I
feel like they target people though, like on weakness. Like with R. Kelly, I don't know if R. Kelly did what people say he did. I don't know if he did.
He pissed on a girl once. I saw the video. That was a viral video. He pissed on a girl once.
Seriously.
From the moment he done that, I thought this guy he's gone out the world.
Mental.
Yeah.
But that goes back to roleplay. Some people like to piss on the female.
No, but he's no, what I'm saying. Mentally, he was a psycho.
He said that comes back to roleplay experience. Yeah.
I'm just being honest. I don't get why do people hate honesty though. I'm just being real. Some people, everyone's got their face. Some people do this shit.
But if you're pissing on girls, you can't come back on this podcast, man.
No, but there's men that piss on girls. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
I never said this. I'm just trying to say some people do this shit.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Of course there is. Like, come on, man. You're a grown woman. You gotta know this stuff. This shit happens.
What, you don't know women that have pissed on men?
Yeah.
No.
Some guys are into it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ask me to piss on you, I'm gonna piss on you.
So you would do it yourself. It's like, it's slating me. She's slating me. But
I don't see it as sexual though. Like, how can it be sexual? How
to
can
some people it is. People got weird fantasies.
Yeah, but then you're gonna stick. No, I can't. No.
Piss, that's over the top.
I think tonight when you go home, you should go home and you should watch Basic Instinct with Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone.
Basic Instinct's a banging film, man.
This CD, that's what I say. That's something they filmed to some people.
What did he do? What did Basic Instinct? What did she do?
That white woman, she's crazy.
Sharon Stone, man, she's crazy in that. She likes to have sex with you, like ride you everything, but then stab you with an ice pick. She got to take you out with an ice pick. Like as you climax, you gotta die.
Yeah. A bit like American Psycho.
Yeah, not
American Psycho's dope as well. That's a dope movie as well.
Go right about it.
No, but my thing is this. Let's not go too far.
Yeah, she wears books about it. 100%. Yeah.
Let's not go too far. Let's not go. What we're saying was that in the Heinz thing, people are simp fishing nowadays. So what they're doing is they're on the internet and they're looking for sympathy. So if you come on the internet, I promise you go to TikTok, make a sad video, and I promise you it's going viral. Everyone's gonna like it. You're gonna get lots of likes. You get lots of comments because people are gonna think.
Well, who's the sucker though?
Yeah, they're so
The
interesting.
humans.
But
humans.
This is what I'm trying to say to you. It goes back to like people believe what they see.
That's where the issue. That's where we're at as a society now. You know? Who remembers a few years ago the guy called Cody? Or was it Coney? Coney. Do you remember that thing, Coney? When everyone's saying there was a guy, he was a military leader in Africa and he was getting all these child soldiers. Don't you remember this little scam, man? Free Coney or something. Everybody was in on it. You don't remember it? It was a social experiment. So what I'm trying to say is a lot of us are literally social experiments. And a lot of people are practicing experiments on us by their little simp fishing and by people creating false narratives of, I could go on the internet right now and say, oh, I was abused when I was young. It's all lies. And I just make lots of posts about how I was abused and talking all these lies and making up these stories. You don't know any different. All you're going to do is you're going to look at my story and you're going to believe it. And that's why I say to people, sometimes always look at things objectively. Look at things from the person's eyes, from the other person that's being told how he's seeing it, and from an outsider that has no emotions or feelings attached to it. That's how you have to look at social media sometimes. You have to take yourself off of it and just look at it from a view like, all right, how is this?
But these things are promoted, man. They're promoted with no filter. Sorry, go on.
Not everyone does that though, but I get what you mean. Like even like elections and stuff, like presidents are just like winning elections from fake news and stuff because people don't question it. They just believe whatever's fed to them. You know?
And if we keep this path going, then what's gonna happen is
scary.
We're doomed, bro.
False images will become reality. What they've already created
and everyone will lose their sense.
I learned the biggest thing this last couple of years. The biggest thing in my little mind when I got time to realize something. You know what I learned? I learned that it's crazy that they can lock down the whole country, not even just the whole country, but the whole world for a pandemic. But you can't stop knife crime. You can lock down the whole country, but you can't stop you them killing each other. You know, funny man.
Yep.
They can get the whole UK wearing face masks.
Yep. Lock down the whole country, not just this country, but everywhere.
But you can't stop youths from carrying knives.
No, you can't. But you can't stop that. I used to watch movies, like old school, like sci-fi movies, isn't it? When they got certain guns, where you can't pull the trigger unless the gun recognises your handprint or some shit.
Yeah, mad.
Okay. That's a lot of money. You make knives like that, innit? If you're at a certain age, you can't even pick up a knife. It wouldn't even let you touch it.
That's a good point.
You know, so it's weird, man.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, you know. Right. Hey, wait a second. Man just found the cure for knife crime. It's mad. You can't even pick up the knives because your hands can't recognise you. Yeah. It's like even
the infant couldn't take it. Picture if that was with pills and everything. You know, like infants like to open tablets. They don't ask me how they open it, but they take tablets. They'll somehow get in a medical cupboard and try to take a pill or whatever. Yeah. If all that shit had handprints where you can't, as soon as you're an infant, you can't even do nothing. They won't even register. Then you couldn't do shit. Could do a fucking thing, you know.
Everyone will be responsible for every action that they do.
I like that one. So
mate, shut up. Ignore that. Don't listen to that. He's off screen for a reason, guys.
What do you mean?
Man said, and the pump, bruv, shut up.
What do you mean don't recognise? What's it gonna recognise? I don't get it. Like, what?
Man basically saying he's gonna put that on these women's things.
Yeah.
So only his things can get in there.
So she can't. What? She can't cheat.
One man's things can get in there.
Yeah. The school situation.
That's kind of dope.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's kind of bad.
So what's your lot's view on the cancel culture? What do you think of cancel culture? I'm gonna ask you first. What do you think of cancel culture? Do you think it's needed or not needed?
What? Sorry, cancel.
Cancel culture. People cancel people.
You step out of line.
I'll give you an example right now. You had the UK version. We had Wiley. Like it was talking about Jews and he was saying crazy stuff. Wiley, if I'm honest with you, Wiley, I love you. You're one of the guys that made my childhood nice, but you're a crackhead. It's the truth. You smoke crack, and that's the reason why you said all the stuff you said. You should have just refrained from what you said and just kept making money because now your money's messed up. See, people don't understand. You have to be diplomatic out here because things are actually real. They will actually ruin your life. His life is ruined. You know what I'm saying? He's going into the park and doing shows in parks with open mic, which is not bad.
That money, man.
So what did he do? Like
because they shut him down.
he shut himself down. Sometimes you put yourself in such situations. So cancel culture is what happened to the baby recently.
Oh,
The
yeah.
baby went on
Forgot about
stage
that.
and baby was talking about some homophobic. I don't. You know what?
Oh, yeah.
If I'm honest, I didn't even understand what he was actually trying to say or what the point he was trying to make. For me, it didn't even sound that bad. If I'm honest, yeah. But there was a whole community of people that was offended, so they stopped him from doing shows. Now shows is their
Money, bread.
money.
That's your bread.
Yeah.
So he was stopped from doing shows because they cancelled him. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was he saying on
is that
stage,
like
though?
the same thing that happens with an actor, for example, if they were accused of abusing, like I think Johnny Depp at some point was accused, and then he wasn't cast for the next films or whatever.
Yeah.
So is that
Similar to that,
Same
yeah.
thing. Same thing. Yeah. Same
Guilty
thing.
until proven innocence. Fucked up.
Oh shit, that's mad.
You're in the UK. You're actually guilty until
Yeah, we'll talk.
you prove yourself.
Which is
innocent.
messed up.
I think it's fair. Like I think
You think guilty until proven innocence fair?
if
Innocent
they're
until
not
proven guilty is fair.
yeah, well,
You should be innocent till proven guilty, though. I think that's what I
Because
believe.
guilty until it's just like
Suppose you never did
you're
nothing.
being
Say,
punished
like-
before you even know
Yeah.
if it's true.
Suppose you did it or not. Like you
But
just
if
get
you're
punished.
innocent,
Yeah.
why should you have a punishment if you're innocent?
We'll talk.
yeah.
Suppose somebody just robbed that shop, and then I walked down the road at the exact same moment, and feds rolled up on me and said, "Well, you robbed the shop," and I'm like, "I didn't rob no shop." That's a bit mad.
Yeah, but not for one. For example, someone like had like 10 testimony, like 10 women saying this man abused me. Then why should he continue to?
Well,
do
that sounds
his
like
job?
a Bill Cosby case,
Hypothetically,
though.
there's more than one person, so that's evidential.
Yeah.
That is
So wait, stop. Do numbers make it reality?
No,
because
not at
we
all.
could all conspire in this
But a
room right now
reoccurring
to kill the guy upstairs and say that he tried to kill Lord Zealous, so we had to stab him in the heart.
no,
And
but
we've
it's
all done
different
it.
when something
Wait,
doesn't
does the guy
occur,
upstairs have money?
No, but what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
in general, it's no different.
I get
It's-
you, but-
Just because 10 people have said one thing,
Yeah.
it doesn't make it actually a reality.
It doesn't. But when someone keeps coming back saying the same thing, it's a different person each time.
Over years,
it's
it's different.
reoccurring.
But there's a
That's
big
what I'm
thing. They
saying.
say if something happens 3 times, it must be true. Like people just look at. I don't know why people just look at it. Shit, they're like, well, once, twice. It was the third time. They're like, yeah, you guilty. That's how people look at
Yeah,
things.
because once bitten, twice shy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
So on the third time,
exactly
you
to
knew
that.
what the fuck
No, but
you
not
was
like
doing.
But the person might not. The person might actually not done the shit though. It might just be one place, one time.
3
It might just
times.
fucked up. Yeah, it can happen. It can happen. They say there's no smoke without fire. I get where you're coming from, but it could happen. Let's just be realistic. It could happen, right? No, you don't think so?
I
In
don't
the
believe in
court of law,
coincidences.
you need evidence to convict someone. You can't just go into the court and say he did it, and they're like, all right, cool. You could say that initially, but when you get into court, they're gonna say, what's the evidence that you have against
But
the
if you
defendant?
go into court, yeah, with 10 witnesses, yeah,
Still don't matter.
saying the same thing.
No,
Still the
wrong.
The
evidence.
case is
Wrong.
stronger than what it
Listen,
would be.
It's stronger.
Listen,
Definitely stronger.
I know someone from experience. There was 6 people saying that he done something,
Mad.
and he still bust case. Yeah, so don't.
Lack of evidence, innit?
Because there was no evidence.
lack of evidence.
It was just you
Just
saying
hearsay.
it's your word
Yeah,
against
it's- yeah,
their
we'll
word.
talk.
But if there's evidence, it's
But
different.
I get your word against one person, but your word against like 5 people. That's a bit mad.
Yeah.
That's a bit
You've
mad
got to
still.
look into
Because
it a
guess
bit
what?
more.
You see in court, you're gonna get cross-examined. On the internet, you don't get cross-examined. Everyone just believes. There's no cross-examination.
But that's my beef. That's my issue. That people believe everything they see. That's
Yeah.
my whole issue with everything.
Yeah.
It's a
I
good
don't
point.
believe it.
It's a fair point.
Yeah. So in court, you get cross-examined. Cross-examinations when someone starts poking at holes in your story. So all of us 6 could come in there and say the same story, but you might fold and you might say something different, or you might start hesitating, or you might just start saying, you know what, we all lied, and the whole case
When
is
one
thrown
of
out.
you might 6'9" us.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 6'9".
So
How's that nigga even still alive?
that's where the issue really lies, and that's why I think that it's really important that people start to be honest and be aware of their surroundings and what they're trying to achieve in life in general. So, Lord Zealous, tell us about yourself, man. Tell us more about yourself, man.
What do you want to know, my brother?
Everything.
Everything. I don't even know where to start, my bro. On everything. Music.
Yeah.
Flipping out. It goes back to like childhood, you know. I think I was about maybe 10. Long story. Let me just try to cut it, make it the shortest way. I was brought up in Jamaica when I was about 10 by my grandparents. Spent like 5 years out there. Before I went away, I lived in Nottingham. I had my uncle around. He was into music. He was on a station back then called Heatwave Radio.
I remember
Used to make music. He got a contract in the States. Came back to England. I think this is like mid-late 90s. Came back, started doing his thing. but he died, and I think I was in Jamaica at the time. I heard that he died. I started writing ever since then, and yeah, I guess it's just been a journey since then. I started writing since the age of like 11.
When did you start recording?
Recording, I didn't start recording until I came back to England. Probably about it's probably about 14. Came back to England. Still had my uncle on my mind. Started writing. I guess everything I write I guess it's to do with like loss. Everything's just to do with loss. Like it's gonna sound very off key, but I've experienced like a lot of loss. Like loss to the extent where even these days I'm torn between music and not wanting to do music, even though I do
keep
music.
Experiencing loss. You know, loss is energy. So if you change what you write, you will attract something different.
And maybe that's what happened, because I think recently my youngest sister in the whole family, she like 18, the youngest of the youngest. She had like 1% of living kind of a thing, and they were like, wow, it's gonna cost 50 bags to give her the help she needs, 50 bags minimum kind of a thing. And like at that point, what do you do? I'm not a religious guy. I've always been skeptical. Kind of started praying, led me to where I am now. Like even now, like I read like a page of the Quran a day, and I've never been a religious person. Not trying to say, and that's the most I can do, because I lack discipline.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say. So things have happened. My brother-in-law, he's in one of my prior music videos. He was an actor. He did what do you call it? He did Absence Without Love, and he was an extra in the Brotherhood movie, the Noel Clarke film.
Okay.
And then after that, he took his life. So, I don't know, this experience lost to like a mad extent. Maybe me even reading a page a day is like made my mind set a bit better than what it was, kind of a thing.
Start writing something different.
No, like, I've always just wrote about life. Like, I wouldn't say anything I've wrote has been negative.
But if you're always talking about loss,
because that's what I've experienced. I can only talk about what I know.
Yeah,
I understand that. I get that, but maybe you should change your perspective. You'll bring something different.
Or maybe it might not be real.
What for you to change?
I think it's really hard for people to change what they write if it's not real to them, and I think that's what stopped me from everything, because I was spitting about something that personally I wasn't doing anymore. So it's like, I hate when I see like 38-year-old men talking about like 2001, bro. We're in 2021. There's a whole new breed of kids out there, and they're really about what, and they're
active.
Yeah, and I'm not active. You've been active for like 7 years, 8 years. You know, you can't even remember the last time you punched someone. Like, so you talking that talk. That's the energy you're going to bring to yourself. And I've always realized that in life in general, whatever people attract, that's why sometimes when bad people do bad stuff to you and they're just going around doing bad stuff to people, sometimes you got to leave them, because see the energy that they're bringing. You was just one victim of many, but eventually that energy is going to buck into another person that's like that, and that's when you hear, he's been stabbed, or he's been shot, or he's doing 30 years in prison. I wasn't surprised, because that's the energy that he was bringing. You bring that, then that's what's going to happen to you. But you only can write about what you know. You can't write about. I can't.
But you can right. Like when you're writing, if it's negative, you just change your perspective.
No, I wouldn't say loss is negative, because I still talk about memories, good times. I talk about still living the life, still good. I don't just write, somebody's gone, I'm gonna cry. That's not how I write. I write about a whole experience. It'll be a whole story. You know.
Yeah.
So
I'm intrigued to hear some of your music.
Yeah, definitely. It's not one dimensional. Like, Isadora can even tell you about a recent project, right? I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah, but I think what you meant as well is to get that energy of loss and make something better out of it as well, isn't it? Which is 100%. Great. Like I didn't think that's where it comes from. Like, it surprises me, because your music was like actually positive, and like I really enjoyed it.
I think that's because of the project. You can tell them about the project. It's unreleased. Go ahead. I'll let you talk. Let you tell it.
I think it was like, it was very fun, very easy to do. Like, it was one of the first like official music videos I've done, and like it was always easy. Like, I wasn't nervous because you made me feel comfortable, and like because I like rap as well. It was just
what's the song about? What's the project about?
What
is it about?
It's about living the life, isn't it? It's about living that wicked life, and like
it was like my little brother. It was like his first feature on it. He told me he wanted to do it. I was in two minds. I had Barcelona coming up, but he sold it to me. So first like official video of my little brother. So I just went on. It's called Oh Cherry, and it's based on Croydon. Just living the life in Croydon. It's story based, but as she said, it was a vibe, because we had the S class out that day. We what did we do?
It was sunny. It was beautiful. We
went to that spot to eat.
Yeah, we went on the Caribbean place to eat. We had a scene on the car as well.
It was a nice little vibe. It was just different.
Okay.
You know,
that's what it's about, man. Vibes. What do you do? Tell everyone what you do as well.
I'm an actor. Still studying. I'm my last year now, but acting, trying to make my life.
What got you into acting?
I started like in theatre and like musical theatre, just singing as well. But
Oh, you sing?
Not as good as you guys. Like not as good as you.
I don't sing. I'm the worst singer here.
But-
Trust me.
But yeah, I started dancing and I love performing. Like it's just so scary but like exciting. Like fear, like that feeling inside you. Like
It's called adrenaline.
yeah, the
what's up?
adrenaline, and then
It's called adrenaline.
yeah,
And you're originally from Brazil, right?
yeah. I'm from Brazil,
Oh, you speak Spanish? You speak Portuguese?
Portuguese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, you say theatres. I used to work at a theatre, the Young Vic Theatre, back in.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people don't know this. In my old days, I used to actually do acting. A lot of people don't know this. I was an actor in my old days.
What?
A lot of people don't know that. And
Man.
when I was very young, I used to do acting. I was into acting. I wanted to be actually a movie star. People
Yeah.
said that I look like Idris Elba, but that's a lie. But what I'm saying to you is this. Don't
a
say
whole
that
lie.
again. That's a whole lie. But I was doing acting when I was younger. What I've realised with acting was it was a good way of. I used to like Shakespearean acting as well. I used to like that. Even the way they
Classical.
talk. Yeah, I used to like the way they
Mad.
talk. So Vi will take Vi's sword and plunge it in the depths of hell. I'm like, raw.
Mad.
That touched my heart. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
My man was really dipping on the end.
Yeah.
My man was he was the baddest man in the whole strip, my brother. Like when he rolled up and said that, man, they just dropped their thing. They were like, they didn't want no part of it. You know what I'm trying to say? They dropped everything.
Yes, I was into acting. Acting, I really liked Shakespearean, the way because these things were so like out of this world. Like Othello, like
Man.
Midsummer's Night's Dream.
Romeo
Like he
and
had some
Juliet.
crazy,
Man.
like his plays were just insane.
Yeah.
Like they was not even like real. Like yeah, he was living here, then his village, and it was just crazy. And then the sword, they found the sword, and I loved that kind of
You
female.
know, it'd be
Yeah.
dope. Suppose they did Romeo and Juliet, yeah, here, like, that, you know, the one with the guns, with Leonardo DiCaprio and that, the guns and all that. Suppose they did it here, just with beer, just sounds fucked, innit?
I've written the script for that.
Yeah, you just running around reckless.
for?
Yeah.
For like a kind of
Like a UK Romeo and Juliet.
urban Romeo and Juliet, and I've
Like on the
written
end.
No, but with the language though, have you got the language though?
the language and everything.
Like
I'm
oh,
studying,
like she, like
yeah,
like
all
that.
I'm trying to change it, like trying to like.
But all the characters will be youths off the road playing the part.
So
Yeah.
I've got like I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah,
names,
don't,
but say-
because you're gonna tell everyone your secrets.
but-
Don't.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
very
literally
cool.
like, you know how I am. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So
That sounds
That's
dope.
very
That
cool.
sounds
That's
dope.
sick.
yeah.
That sounds dope.
Yeah.
Don't
That
steal
sounds-
his ideas.
That sounds
Yeah.
dope. I'm not gonna lie. That
You had
sounds
it here
dope.
first.
Yeah, and Shakespeare just like left like it is still like so big today because he wrote like real things, and like even though it's like passionate, it's like real things that we still connect today, you know.
I think everything that Shakespeare was writing was just some real stuff. I think some of the things are real. Because some of the things that he was writing, you
can't make it up.
You can't make that up, man. Like you be in it and be like, right. Some of it was fantasy, like Midsummer's Night Dream. That was all crazy. But what I'm saying is,
Very
some
interesting.
other things were actually real. Romeo and Juliet's a real story. People,
That's very dope.
How much people live that now? Romeo and Juliet tried to run
Still
away,
happens, yeah.
and then they, you know what I'm saying. I think they both committed suicide or something like that. Right.
Got seen a girl on the next side. We're not supposed to be seeing her. Not supposed to be linking up with her. You know what I'm trying to say? It can happen. You get caught slipping, man.
You know
It
what
can
I'm
happen.
saying? So
You know.
I proper liked Shakespearean theatre. That's why I got into theatre, because they got me as the light man. I was the light man, and I didn't know how much effort it was.
You were the
to do lights.
gaffer.
Yeah, like lights is actually a big thing in,
No, it
in
is.
theatre. People think it's a joke. Without lighting, they're like, at this time you have to press this button. Don't be late. I'm like, chill, man. Chill, man. It's all right.
Yeah,
I'm
and you
chilling
have a
up there,
queue
man.
and everything.
And then you see the queue and you have to press
Yeah.
the button straight away.
Mad.
You can't be late. You can't be distracted watching and getting distracted. You have to properly be into it.
Or the sound as well. Like, there's a sound of a gunshot, and someone just did that, and then 2 seconds later, a
sound from
gunshot.
late.
It just doesn't work.
You've got to be on point. It's
That's mad though.
Very
Yeah.
meticulous job.
I just thought there must be a lot of cake in theatre now. I'm thinking about the money now. Never really thought about it until you just said that.
There
I
are
was
lots
thinking about all
of
the money.
people that like spends their
Yeah.
lives just like in theatre backstage.
The first ever thing that I saw in theatre was Metamorphosis. It was a play done by Jude Law. I proper take my thing serious when I was younger. And Jude Law basically pulled up in a Bentley that said law. I'll never forget that. Pulled up in a Bentley that said law.
That's mad.
And he just parked it right outside. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing I saw when I got to the theatre. I was like, bro, whose Bentley's that? Law. I was like, okay, Jude Law's.
Man.
And then he was doing Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is a mad story about this guy that sells his soul to the devil for 5 wishes or 3 wishes.
Mad.
So he changed his whole life. But then at the end, the devil came and said, yeah. Guess what, bro?
Time's up.
It's time for me to take your life.
Ooh.
And he's like, you got 1 more wish, I'm going to take your life. And then he was sick. He was a smart guy.
Yeah.
After he lived,
Life,
he got everything he wanted, yeah? Guess what happened? Every time he got everything he wanted, it always became bad.
Yeah.
So he became the king. He had all the riches. He had everything going for him. But then it just all turned bad. So he's like, I wish when he like in a state where the people was about to kill me. You know, like when you're a king and all your people are rebelling against you. It happened like that. So he was like, I wish for this. And then he went into another place. And then I went back and said, I wish for this. So it's like all of the stuff that he was wishing for, in the end of it was always ending up bad for him.
Mad.
So it was kind of a mad story, Metamorphosis. Yeah. Jude Law.
Yeah, theatre's
The
beautiful.
magic
isn't
comes
it?
with
Is that a movie as well, or just theatre?
It was just theatre. I've never actually, I've been looking for the movie and I can't find it.
That's mad.
Metamorphosis, that's what it's called.
Yeah. See, that's what I love about theatre. Like I was saying, like it happens in the moment. Like you still remembers that story, and that's what I want to be able to do. You know, to like in the moment be able to create something that like lives forever in someone's mind. You know.
Yeah. That's what theatre does.
She wants to be Hollywood, man.
Superstar.
It's funny though, you know, a lot of people started off in theatre and went to movies.
Yeah, I would.
That
do
Pacino.
both.
Yeah,
That's my guy.
Yeah. A lot of people started in theatre and then they went to movies. And then they went back to theatre. After they've done all the movies, they just said, I like the thrill of it being in front of a live audience.
Mad.
Because it's a different type of feel when people are there and they're like,
Even to watch it, it's better to watch in theatre than sometimes sitting at home watching a movie. I like theatre.
I
But
don't think I've ever
movies
seen
give you
theatre.
money, like
Yeah, movies, big
you
budget,
can't
innit? Big cake, yeah.
exactly.
You can't beat the money for real. I see you. That's what I was saying. You want to be Hollywood, innit? Hollywood lifestyle. You want to be up there with the stars.
Yeah.
but yeah, like, thank you lot for coming through.
No, big up my brother.
We're gonna cut this cake because everyone's looking at this cake right now. I've been looking at this cake for 4 times.
Bad.
Yeah, I've been looking at this cake 4 times. Now my brain's in. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm looking at this cake now. Like, yeah, with some juice and that. It's this cake. So yeah, thank you for coming on, Zealous.
Big up my brother. I appreciate you, man.
And thank you as well for coming on as well.
To you guys.
And thank you to my co-hosts. You know, shout out, like, comment, and subscribe. YouTube.